Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the charts. You guys are tuned in to the crypto flight edition of the channel here. Your fellow passenger stopping in here with you guys to give you another daily BTC price prediction. If you're just joining us, welcome on in. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you enjoy the content as we go along here. We don't go lower than the 12-hour on the alternative markets here. My loyal subscribers, welcome back on in here, guys. We're going to need your help down in the comment section, guys. Let us know where you think BTC is headed over the next 12 to 24 hours. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Let's not waste time, guys. Let's dive right into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today is November the 20th, 2020. The current price of BTC is going to be $18,561, down about 0.6% for the day. Okay, approximately there. All right, so let's start on the 12-hour. Let's erase the volume, and let's take a look at these candlesticks here. We got about 7 hours to close on this 12-hour. Looks like we spent the majority of this candle in the green, and we're now coming off the highs here, represented at this wick. So I'm going to say that, let's pull up the Bollinger Bands to see where we are. Yeah, right at the top lip of that Bollinger Band. We haven't opened up on this Bollinger Band just yet. Looks like we're closing the mouth on the bottom there. So that could get pretty interesting here over the weekend. Let's keep a close eye on that. Pull up the 1 day here. But by the end of the video, I'll give you my assessment of where I think the price is going for those of you just joining us. The daily here is just at the top of that lip of the Bollinger Band as well. And it looks like we're getting a slight rejection there. The daily has been concerning me like literally ever since this area back here, because we still haven't had the mouth opening gesture that I'm looking for to see on this bottom lip of the Bollinger Band. Maybe it'll come towards the end of the move or, towards the actual breakout. I mean, I know it's been going up to the upside, but that very aggressive move is what I'm looking for, where the top of the lip opens and the bottom of the lip opens as well. If you guys have been following along every day, sorry I have to repeat that. But for those of you just joining us, that's what I'm looking for. Let's take a look at the 3-day here with the Bollinger Bands as well. Now, the 3-day, it's pretty interesting because the 3-day is opening. The mouths are opening, so to speak, on the Bollinger Bands, the yellow lines, they're pretty much opening up really nicely. There's a lot of volume. I keep saying that. If you guys take a look at the volume on the 3-day, like this is so beautiful. Like this is really good. The amount of volume that's coming in on 3-day is really, really nice, to say the least. We still got about a day and 20 hours to close on this 3-day here. Let's keep a close eye on that. Let's pull up the weekly here. And the weekly, the weekly is, the weekly is just totally disrespecting any type of TA that I can personally put out, and I don't know if anybody else is getting this stuff right, but we were able to predict on the previous video that we should see an $18,500 BTC price up to like $19,000 to $20,000 over the next 12 to 24 hours. We posted that listing 24 hours ago, and we definitely, I think the price was near like 18,000 or like 18,200 or something. So we definitely made it past that first barrier of $18,500. Now what I'm looking to see is, look at this weekly, guys. The weekly is, I think I've said this on every single video or most of them. The weekly is still like 12% outside of the Bollinger Bands on the weekly. That's interesting. Well, I'll just keep my eye on it. I don't know. I guess TA just is null and void at this point for the BTC price in the weekly here, because it's I don't understand why it's so far out of the Bollinger Bands. But I will say I took a brief look in history, and the last time that the price action just kind of hangs out outside of the Bollinger Bands, we still got those lines up there. I don't know if we can just kind of go over that very quickly. This will be a short video, guys. Stick with me here. The last time it did that was like on the breakout. If you notice this breakout here back in 2013, just look at like how much price activity was outside of that Bollinger Band, if you can see that. So that's kind of an indication that we're probably up against a very strong move, like a move that's so strong, like I wouldn't have even, I only predicted $16,000 to $18,000 in 2020. And you notice it here again, it's just kind of hanging outside of that Bollinger Bands. And eventually we get a really nasty move to the downside, guys. So be sure to look out down below when it's time for this market to correct, okay? It may be something that for those of you just joining the BTC price movements or just kind of new to BTC, it might be a little bit more for them, a lot for them to stomach. But yeah, you had better believe, you see, we got price activity outside the Bollinger Bands here, and we had a really huge confusion candle. Let's just measure the top wick to wick down there. That was a 28% move. So not bad, but I mean, it was fair. I mean, enough to shake some people out of the market, right? And just taking a look at here. I mean, look at all this price action outside of the Bollinger Bands. You see that? Like such extreme price action out of the Bollinger Bands. And of course, eventually when you get that correction, I mean, you're going to get a really nice move to the downside. If I can get the thing together here. All right, if you're going to get a really nice. So let's measure this move here in June 2017. Top of that wick there all the way to the bottom. If we can take our measuring tool. Down about 30%. So I guess it's safe to say during an uptrend, it's normal to see like a 25 up to maybe like a 30 or 40% correction in the market. So that's let's just measure this one as well since we're at it. Okay, so yeah, it's about 40% down. So in the uptrend here, guys, expect to see at least a 20 up to 40% correction in the market eventually when the price eventually tops out, when we eventually find a top in the market here. So just keep that in mind. A lot of lines on the charts, guys. Try to ignore it. All the lines mean something. But let's just go ahead and close this out, and I'll give you guys my final assessment on what could potentially happen here in the markets, and that's always determined by the 12-hour. All right, so it looks like I'll pull up the volume here. All right, so I'm going to say this. The previous level of resistance is going to be right here, guys. So this stuff it's not that complicated, guys. The previous levels here, support, resistance, resistance, support, $18,264. If it just so happens to get a little bit bloody to the downside and that previous level of resistance doesn't hold, then of course we're going to break down lower, potentially reaching as low as $17,750. But if the previous level of resistance holds, then you had better believe that BTC is going to find a higher low and continue the momentum to the upside to or through the $19,000 level. We got a high on this candle here of about, let's see, what's the high on that candle? It's going to be at $18,977. So very close to that $19,000 level, but not quite. Let's hang tight here, guys. Let's let the price action play out. But I'm going to say $19,000. It's the weekend. That's the only thing that kind of concerns me because the CME futures is closed over the weekend. They close, actually, believe it or not, I'm on Easter time here in America. So it actually opens Sunday night. And I don't remember what time. I think it's like 10 p.m. or somewhere around that time it opens. So that's one thing that we need to take into consideration, guys. We're going to have a gap in the chart if the price continues up. I think it closed at about 18,600 approximately where the price is now. So if we get a little small correction, it starts to get a little bit boring over the weekend. That's fine. All it's doing is just they're buying up the instruments, getting prepared for Monday morning to rock this ship right up to the upside to and possibly through $19,000. So that's my prediction, guys. The previous level here, resistance, if that holds, 18,200. We should be prepared to continue the trend to the upside. And if that level doesn't hold, we're looking at about $17,750. That's it for now, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there. Leave it in a comment down below. Let me know where you think the price is going to go for BTC here over the next 12 to 24 hours. Okay. It's Napoleon Macro. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And that's it for now, guys. Click that video on the screen to make sure we're staying consistent. Yes, good. Out we go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care of yourselves and bye for now.